Thank you for tuning into another edition of the State Champs Scout Show, the only weekly recruiting show in the upper Midwest dedicating to covering news from Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana. I'm Jenna Rose, and this program is powered by Lawrence Technological University. Over 24 varsity NAIA sports offered at one of the top-ranked private universities in the entire Midwest. Recruit yourself at LTUathletics.com. Last week's National Signing Day provided a few surprises, but the recruiting news just keeps on rolling. Let's begin this week in Ohio.
This is Alan True taking you through the latest in recruiting news from the state of Ohio. Mansfield junior Avion Gross was offered a scholarship by the Golden Gophers of Minnesota. The Gophers are looking to change his mind as Gross is already committed to Pittsburgh. At 6'1", 190 pounds, Gross had a strong junior season playing both sides of the football and making plays on special teams. But he projects as a defensive back where he has shown the ability to both cover and get involved in run support. He is the younger brother of Angelo Gross, currently at Michigan State, and has an older sister who runs track at Ohio. He committed to Pitt in September over several other scholarship offers. Duncan, who carries a 3.8 GPA in the classroom, played on both sides of the ball for an Ironton team that made it all the way to the state finals. He says he's hearing from schools more as a tight end currently, but can also play on the defensive line. He was an all-district selection during his junior season and is also hearing from Iowa State, Pitt, Miami, Ohio, Akron, Air Force, and more. Berea Mid-Park's Devin Johnson committed to Miami, Ohio. A multi-talented athlete who also played defensive back, the 6'1", 185-pound Johnson figures to be a wideout for the Redhawks. He finished with 43 receptions for 681 yards and 8 touchdowns during his junior year. Miami was his first offer, extending it to him on Christmas, and he is the first verbal in their 2022 class. Huber Heights Wayne's Adam Trick was offered by Kent State. That is the 5th offer for the junior recruit. A 6'4", 220-pound prospect, Trick combines size, physicality, and blitzing ability, which he used to wreak havoc on opposing offenses as a junior. He finished with 60 tackles, 10 for loss, 1 sack, 1 interception, a pass breakup, and 3 fumble recoveries. He has also received scholarship offers from Miami and Akron, as well as Ivy League opportunities from Princeton and Penn. That's it for recruiting news this week. I'm Alan True.
If you're a high school athlete with the dream of playing college sports, Lawrence Technological University wants you to recruit yourself. LTU offers over 24 varsity sports for men and women, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs. Athletic and academic scholarships are available in all sports, including its newest additions, competitive cheer and dance, esports, women's hockey, and men's and women's track and field. Visit LTUathletics.com and recruit yourself. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.
This is Scott Bernstein from Indiana. Lawrence North junior guard C.J. Gunn committed to play his college hoops at Indiana over the weekend, capping a whirlwind 10 months where he went from a non-commodity to a 4-star recruit. The 6'5", slick and athletic off-guard blew up in the offseason, garnering his IU offer in August right before school started. Gunn is the 9th in-state grab for Archie Miller in his tenure on the bench for the Hoosiers. Missouri, Xavier, Kansas State, and Cincinnati were also in the hunt for his services. This winter, Gunn is pouring in 18 points per game, and his Lawrence North squad is 17-2. Changing gears to football, Center Grove senior running back Carson Steele signed with Ball State at the last minute, sending the IHSAA's grittiest rusher to the MAC on scholarship instead of to the Big Ten as a preferred walk-on. Steele ran for a rough, rugged, and raw 1,650 yards and 31 touchdowns in 2020, sparking his Center Grove squad to a 14-0 perfect season, a 6A state title, and a national ranking. Indiana wanted him as a preferred walk-on. Steele was a 4-year starter at Center Grove who missed most of his junior season due to injury. He finished his prep career with almost 6,000 yards on the ground and scored 85 touchdowns in his days as a Trojan. Homestead junior wide receiver Nate Anderson is seeing his recruiting heat up in a major way in the past month. the sure-handed pass catcher from the Fort Wayne area has earned a flurry of recent offers coming in from the likes of Ball State, Northern Illinois, Dartmouth, Bowling Green, Central Michigan, Western Michigan, and Kent State. Anderson might be the best route runner in his class. He made 50 grabs for 1,100 yards and 17 touchdowns in 2020 for a 10-2 Homestead club. Checking in from Indiana, this was Scott Bernstein.
Did you record an unbelievable touchdown, a game-winning goal, or just a proud parent moment? Then we want your clip. Upload your video to the brand new State Champs Network app so we can feature it on one of our shows and give your player, team, and school the recognition they deserve. All it takes is just a few easy clicks, and every clip that is submitted will automatically be eligible for prizes. Download the State Champs Network app today for iPhone and Android devices. I'm Lauren Plant. Here's what's happening in Michigan. Seems like Jalen Holley always makes his presence known on big football days. The River Rouge wideout turned a quick out into a 52-yard catch-and-run touchdown in the Division II championship game in January. Then, on the day of the biggest football game of the year, the junior announced his commitment to Bowling Green. The 6-foot, 190-pound wideout and safety, who also plays basketball for River Rouge's top-ranked squad, had football interest from most of the Mid-American Conference, earning offers from Buffalo, Kent State, Northern Illinois, Ball State, and Central Michigan since his performance in the state finals. But he went with the Falcons, who'd offered back on January 21st. Division I schools have been circling around Livonia Churchill corner Joshua Brown, but no football bowl subdivision schools had pulled the trigger on offering until the last few weeks. The 5'10", 180-pound slot receiver and cornerback was offered by Pitt on National Signing Day, then picked up another FBS offer from Kent State 3 days later. Brown got his first D1 offer from FCS Valparaiso in early December, but he's also gotten interest from Toledo and Bowling Green. As a junior, Brown had 31 tackles, 5 interceptions, and 8 passes broken up on defense. Offensively, he posted 421 all-purpose yards and caught touchdowns on 3 of his 6 receptions, earning all-conference, all-region, and all-state honors. After growing an inch and putting on 25 pounds between his sophomore and junior seasons, it was sort of hard to miss Grand Blank's Andy Hartman on the football field this fall, especially when you saw the size of the holes he was blowing open for Dennis Underwood and Elijah Jackson Anderson in the run game. Now standing 6'6", 255 pounds, the class of 2022 offensive lineman is starting to get noticed by recruiters, picking up his first Division I offer from Bowling Green in mid-January and adding an offer from Eastern Michigan at the start of February. Playing mostly right tackle for the Bobcats this fall, he's gotten additional interest from Miami of Ohio, Akron, and Penn. Hartman projects as a solid bet to be among the deep ranks of D1-bound offensive linemen from Michigan next signing day. Recruitment cycles tend to go in phases, and that's no different for Grand Haven's Ashton Lepo. In the midst of his first season as a starter on the offensive line for the Buccaneers, the 6'7", 260-pound tackle picked up his first Division I offer from Central Michigan in October, proceeded to claim bids from much of the rest of the MAC, Toledo, Bowling Green, Eastern and Western Michigan, and Miami of Ohio through the end of the year. Since the calendar's flipped, the Power 5 offers have started to pile up for the 3-star junior, who has vaulted into the top 20 in Michigan's 2022 class. Baylor and Tulane joined an earlier offer from Cincinnati, with the ultimate coming on signing day, an offer from the Michigan State program that Lepo grew up following. It's always good to have a role model show you where you want to go, and for Portage Central linebacker Tyler Stolsky, that's his grandfather, Milton Jan Schwantz, who played on Minnesota's national championship and Rose Bowl team in 1962. Stolsky is well on his way to becoming a high-level Division I football recruit as well, as the offers are beginning to pour in. The 6'3", 225-pound linebacker and tight end picked up offers from Columbia and Air Force since an outstanding showing at the NCEC camp in Detroit in January, adding them to 4 D1 offers he already had from Dartmouth, Penn, Eastern, and Central Michigan. As a junior, Stolsky racked up 79 solo tackles and 55 assists, 17 tackles for loss, 6 sacks, and 4 forced fumbles, earning all-conference, all-region, and all-state honors. That's the latest from Michigan. I'm Lauren Plant.
This is Ryan Van Dyke with State Champs Network. Today we're going to talk about how to fix a social media mistake, all right? Maybe you're 15, 16 years old, and up until now, you haven't really given a thought to playing sports and furthering your academic career, all right? So what happens to all those Instagram messages from the last 4 years that you've been hanging on to? Whoever's recruiting you is gonna dive through all that stuff, okay? So if you have anything that is potentially damaging to you or your school or your family, anything that's racy or sexist or too out there, those are things that you wanna get off your page. So delete those things. You know, we've all made mistakes. If you feel bad about what you've done and you don't think it's the right thing to do, then just delete the post and be done with it, all right? Number 2 is what happens when people start talking about what you've posted. All of a sudden you ranted after a game about, you know, how if coach would have gave you the ball more, maybe things would have turned out different, all right? You woke up the next morning, you felt bad about it, you deleted the post. However, the coach got wind that you were saying this stuff on social media, all right? It's always good to be upfront with it, okay? So I would reach out to the coach and I'd say, hey, here's what I did, and learn from it, and don't do it again. Social media has taken over as like our platform to air our frustrations and whatnot, but in the real world, that can have a damaging effect. And lastly is just learn from the post. You know, like I said, not everything that we do is perfect, and you just gotta press pause. You know, sometimes you just gotta take that 15 minutes and say, hey, you know, do I really feel as strongly about this as possible, or sleep on it and wake up? And sometimes I think the best thing that you'll feel is that you didn't hit submit, or you didn't hit send, or you didn't hit post, right? Take the extra time and think about that before you post it. This is Ryan Van Dyke, State Champs Network.
Thanks for watching. The Scout Show drops Wednesdays all over the State Champs Network. If you've got recruiting news we should share here, then email us by going to the contact page at statechampsnetwork.com. I'm Jenna Rose. See you next week.
State Champs Scout Show is proudly presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare.